So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
Hello, welcome everybody to a new episode of Ho Ho Hong Kong. We are sitting here. It's a beautiful day, and my co-host is sitting right across from me.
That is right. It's a beautiful day, and we're stuck here. we're following social restrictions, keeping it to no guests again this episode.
Yeah, we actually, as we said, it's illegal for us to have guests in our studio because it's a private residence. So
exactly, we took like a measuring tape, made sure 1.5 meters,
which is the whole apartment wall to wall.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah. So we're like, I'm like squished. I'm like, just don't move your head, otherwise it's illegal.
Yeah.
So we measured. We found 1.5 meters, and then we put the measuring tape away, and we just sat down.
Yep. I walked in. First of all, Vivek, how do people find you online?
Okay, you can find me by going to @funnyvivek, and then find me on Face. I can proudly say now, the memories of the @funnyvivek letter M is gone.
Wait, did you claim the
YouTube? No.
YouTube?
No.
So you just gave up.
I gave up. I actually gave up.
What is the YouTube channel?
Vivek Mabubani.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I have barely any followers. They're like, we can't type that whole name.
Right,
You get
yeah.
it, right? So I've given up on that part.
You have a hashtag on Instagram that is has whatever 500
something like
posts
that.
or something, because I was posting the podcast episode and I tagged Vivek Mabubani. It autofilled it.
Oh.
And then I clicked on it. It's like a bunch of fans posting
Really?
and stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
yeah.
I better. Yes, I know that.
A couple of them are Indian people, have nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
But
they're
it's
riding
mostly
the
you.
wave. They're like, I'm that too.
Exactly.
Hey, look, Mom, I made it.
It's like one of these posts that like good morning. You know how Indian people every single day
yeah.
they go good morning.
The quote of the day.
Yeah, but then it's also like a million hashtags, and one of them is you for some reason.
Oh, God damn it. Don't do that. Don't do that.
If you're listening and you want to have fun, just tag Vivek and post something that has nothing to do with
Actually,
him.
do that, for this week. I want you to do, take some random unnecessary photo where everyone's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, there's a point to this. Right? And I want to, completely flood the hashtag Vivek Malbani. So when people, research about me, like, let's hire this guy. Let's see what his background is.
Yeah.
They're like, what the hell is he doing over there?
So do that please on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook.
Is that a cleavage? What's that? Why is he talking that?
Just post what is the most random thing you can post?
Yeah, just I don't know, like folding of skin. Wrinkles.
Twitter is on Twitter, porn is totally legal.
Oh really?
Yeah. Twitter has basically, I think they have some sensitive content or whatever, but you can post it and you cannot take it down.
Wow.
As opposed to Instagram, when nipples, women nipples can get you in trouble, and then the whole account can get shut down. I obviously know this for research purposes for this episode. It's the only reason I looked it up, because I am very informed.
But then how do you know if it's a woman nipple? I mean, if you have no context, if it's
this is what people say now because of the whole, the transgender thing and whatever. So you get into a weird territory. It's like, oh yeah, are you saying she's not a woman? And then it's messy.
Hey, that's a good way to get around the rules, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, is that porn? I identify that as knowledge.
Exactly. Identify as knowledge.
Where do people find you though?
I research knowledge every night before I go to bed for exactly 45 seconds.
Yeah, I go to knowledgehub.com.
Knowledgehub.com. In case you want to follow an account that does not have my knowledge, it's at the other Mohammed on Instagram.
Yeah,
that's mostly my. So I was. How was your weekend? We're recording on Sunday as usual.
Yeah, we're recording on Sunday, and you might notice that the acoustics are a bit different.
Yeah, not just that. The acoustics are different, and I walked in, as you guys know, the studio is basically Vivek's living room.
Yeah,
you turned the whole thing into a studio of some sort.
It's ridiculous.
Not just an audio studio like we usually do, but a full-on studio, visual studio. So I walked in, just give you a bit of a visual. I walked in from the door. There's a massive green screen to your right, blocking the window.
For the photo for this episode, we'll take it with the green screen.
Oh, there you go. Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
So there is a big green screen, but also in your bedroom, it's also turned to a bunch of other stuff. So can you explain what's going on?
Knowledgehub.com. I'm filming for those guys.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I had
a little early for that.
Hey, when you get desperate, man,
That's true. We have no gigs. What are you gonna do?
We have no gigs. Yeah, I'm making the gigs. So I had this virtual gig. So what happened is I was supposed to have this physical in-person gig that was booked like, I don't know, in December last year, and we were going to do it in March. And then obviously January happened, and then we were at war with Omicron. You know,
which is bad timing, bad use of the words right now.
I think you know what, let's come to the point. I think she can see the future. Except that she sees it and doesn't judge it properly. Like 2 days before the whole Cathay Pacific pilot thing, she's like, so like 2 days after that, she has her own issue. But 2 days before, she's talking big talk, right? Then like a week ago, she's like, oh, we're at war. We can't follow this. And 1 week later,
and then
like,
Putin is like, hold my vodka.
Exactly. Yeah. Let me show you how that is.
Exactly. Let me show you a real war.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So then obviously with the restrictions, they were like, oh, we should turn it virtual. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I've done this before. You know, you go to a studio, they've got the green screen and everything going on. And then because this company, they're really strict with their COVID restrictions, that they will follow everything by the dot to government regulations.
Right.
So if I go to a studio, I can only have a camera person in the same room as me. Right?
Wait, that kind of doesn't make sense, because if you go to an office, like people working, you can still mingle.
Oh, no. So this is you, because you don't just follow the law blindly. You understand the law doesn't make sense, and so you're questioning it.
No, but I'm saying legally.
Yeah,
if you are in a bank or whatever,
so
you're not supposed to social distance.
So these guys are so conservative that they're like, okay, we're not even going to risk it.
That's crazy.
If there's an outbreak in that studio,
right.
when our name comes out in the papers and stuff, we're not even going there. I'm like, wow, okay.
Damn.
So they were like, what can we do? And initially they were like, oh, do you have like an iPad? You know, we can maybe film it. And I was like, wait a second, hold on. What's your objective? They're like, oh, we just need you to film it like, you know, as good quality as you could. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I see an opportunity over here.
Yeah.
I was like, I actually have this equipment from other stuff I've done before. I can do this for you. They're like, oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, but...
it's going to charge more.
Yeah, it's going to charge more.
Course.
They're like, we have the budget for the studio and everything. I was like, now we're talking
Done.
my business.
Yeah. Nice.
So then I was working on that, and I showed them demos and everything. They're like, yeah, this can work.
Yeah.
The only downside is that I've got to keep this setting for like pretty much a week and a half. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So what's happening is that I have to interview different people.
Yeah.
For this gig.
Yeah.
And the people obviously have different schedules. So
wait, you're interviewing them from your like through Zoom.
Yes.
With like a green screen and everything.
Yes.
So you're like the weather guy. With like the background and
correct.
the
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm basically the host for the whole event.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they'll green screen whatever the word is, like put me over like some graphics and everything.
Yeah.
So there's that. I mean, I had to show.
I guess you can't really say much about your client, but can you say what the background, like an idea of what the background is like?
It's basically like an exhibition. It's supposed to be like an expo kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? So then, that's the idea, is that they have this big expo going on. It was supposed to be physical. They all normally do physical.
Yeah.
Obviously, like who goes to an expo like virtually, right? And then they're like, oh, we still have to get
in the metaverse, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's a matter of time, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Someone was telling me the other day that apparently you can buy a piece of land close to Snoop Dogg's house in the metaverse.
I'm not
for
surprised.
$375,000, like real money.
Yeah.
When you buy the piece of land next to Snoop Dogg's house.
Yeah.
In the metaverse.
Wow.
Which is like, if you have this kind of money, like I guess you can do it. It's like, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, like, I tell you what, I can draw you a Photoshop image.
But here's a question that will get me in trouble, maybe.
Yeah.
Can you go to Snoop Dogg's house and murder him in the
metaverse? I think you can probably and then maybe reload from save
No,
point.
but that's boring.
Yeah.
Like, that's super boring.
So I don't know what
I would think it's like, just like, because it's supposed to be like Second Life. Do you remember Second Life?
Yeah.
So, like, I remember in Second Life, I don't think you can come back if you actually. So that's why you have to like protect yourself and whatever.
I'm pretty sure the guys who are working on the metaverse thing, they probably thought this through.
Yeah.
And they probably were like, all right, you know what you can do? We can let you buy tokens. And then with this amount of tokens,
of course. But I do want to get in the metaverse and like kill a celebrity.
Yeah.
Because you know, in real life, what is you can call in if you know what is the law in the meta, because they want to make it as real as possible.
So in real life, okay, so Mohammed, maybe you don't understand coming from Egypt. You cannot murder.
No, but you can in the metaverse. That's I want to do. That's my point.
Yeah. Okay,
what is the law in the metaverse? Like, can I break into Snoop Dogg's house and steal his stash?
I'm assuming yes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming yes, because probably they're giving you like a cheaper version of the metaverse.
Also, in the what Snoop Dogg sees, is like he's like having fun and there's no hobos and no one's trying to break in.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they're giving me like, oh yeah, you can kill him.
You're like a level 1 hobo in the metaverse, you know. He's like sitting there like, oh, look at this kid trick thinking he's in my world.
Oh man, that's pretty fucked up. Actually, this is a good like Black Mirror episode.
Oh, full
where
on.
there's like levels of the metaverse.
Yeah. You're living in a little poor world.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I'm like, look at me, I'm rich.
Yeah. I can just imagine like, but that'll be so weird. Like if you're in a metaverse and everyone is like super rich and super successful, then it's kind of no fun. You can't be showing
That's what
off.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everyone's super rich, and then you can't die, and you can't like rob each other. Like that's the fun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
exactly,
there's
yeah.
like different levels.
I mean, would you be able to smell it like when Snoop Dogg is smoking up and stuff?
I
Would
know.
you know?
Yeah, that's what I want to do is steal his stash and then murder him.
Yeah, or just secondhand stash, right? Just like next door, you know. Yeah, so, speaking of Snoop Dogg, hey, guess what? The Hong Kong government has locked everything down.
Weird segue.
No, the reason because this is one connection I found.
Yeah.
Is that they've locked everything down till the 20th of April.
I when I listen to that, I'm like, is anyone even checking what you're saying anymore?
Exactly. Like when I saw the number, I was like, 420.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
To be fair, I did listen to the press conference. In the beginning, she said from middle to end of April.
Yeah.
But then the official thing went 420.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Your PR team needs to not only get fired, but banished.
Yeah.
You know, they need to get never.
Ridiculous.
How do they not even know this?
No, I don't think, dude.
I think
you know
they're
what?
high.
Someone was telling me the other day. I was
Yeah.
having a similar conversation, and they said like, I don't know much about her background, but they said like she like people like who get to this position in Hong Kong, they were never really in the society. Like they were never really a normal
obvious.
person all
Correct.
of their lives.
Correct. Yeah.
So I think because I'm kind of new here, but she said a bunch of stuff in the past when she I think she was filmed on like an MTR station, not knowing how to.
Okay, so let me tell you the
tell
story,
me.
right? So this is what happened. Before she became the chief executive, she was like, I'm one with the people.
Yeah.
And she was like, let me see what these people do. And went down to the MTR.
Right.
And the MTR, in case she's listening in, it's the train station, man.
Right.
It's what we always take, okay? So she goes there.
Yeah.
She sees that octopus little tap thing over there. She's
And
like,
someone gave her an octopus card.
yeah, she's like, I see you're giving me a gift. Yo, thank you very much. You know? And they're like, no, it's not a gift. You use it. She's like, okay, I will use it by putting it in my cupboard of gifts, right? Then she taps the octopus thing.
Yeah.
Right? She's looking at it. She's like, why is it not welcoming me? Where's my, 5-star?
Where's my red carpet?
Right? And then the turnstile's just waiting.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like,
Go.
Yeah, go. And then she's like, what's going on? Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
And then eventually finally she's like, oh, so you mean I've got to walk and push this? There's no driver for this, right?
Oh God.
Yeah, and then obviously the comeback is like, in overseas a lot of these things they open automatically.
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, use your eyes.
Yeah.
And look at that. Does that look like it's gonna slide in to the
The turnstiles,
machine?
it's not like the gate that opens
exactly. Yeah, it's not
sideways.
the left-right gate, right? You know? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, which overseas place did you go to that is
Also, the fact that she goes in overseas, they do it differently.
Yeah.
That means you're not even familiar
enough,
with the
yeah.
city that you want to govern.
Exactly. The one thing every Hong Konger was proud of initially when it first came out was the octopus card. They were like, dude, this is like the
it's a
ultimate
game
thing.
changer.
It's a game changer. Like, there's no change.
I bet
and
that's the
stuff.
first time she ever holds an octopus card.
For
like
sure.
was that day.
Exactly, for sure. Yeah. I bet you anything, even if she does hold it now ever, she'll probably, like how people when they smoke, they don't hold their own cigarette?
Yeah.
They have a little stick that holds it for them. She probably has that. Yeah, so that was the big thing I was like, and then the second thing
So that was before she was CE.
Yeah. She wanted to show like, oh, I'm with the people. So big boo-boo, right?
I love big boo-boo.
So, and then the second situation was that I think she was like claiming she was working late.
Yeah.
Right? And they didn't have any toilet paper, like toilet tissue, like toilet paper, right? Toilet
Yeah.
roll. She goes down to 7-Eleven and she's like, I want to buy some toilet paper. And they're
Yeah.
like, we don't sell toilet rolls here.
Yeah.
And then she's like, all of these, like, oh, I didn't know,
So
I
was
thought-
it like her followed with cameras and everything?
I think people found out or something like they
Right.
made a release that she went
Yeah.
down. It couldn't happen.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, yeah, because, I thought, let me help the team out. They needed toilet paper. I
Yeah.
was like, first of all, woman, clearly you've never been to 7-Eleven before. If you think you can get a roll of toilet paper.
Why would she
right?
go to 7? She's not going to buy cigarettes at 3 a.m. She
Exactly.
doesn't-
That's what
yeah.
she's probably claiming. It was late at night.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
was closed and I needed some toilet. I was like, who the fuck is, running out of toilet paper at 3 in the morning? Like, how poor is your planning skills that you did not think ahead?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, so all that stuff.
So they use these things to make her look like popular or whatever, and then it always backfires.
This is what I mean. The PR
Right.
was probably showing like, humility.
Right.
Show that she's not
One
perfect
with the
either.
people.
Yeah, so I make mistakes too. It's like, no,
Yeah.
woman, you are an idiot. Okay, like we don't make stupid mistakes like that. Okay?
Right.
So yeah, I think the PR team probably either doesn't exist,
Yeah.
or even if they do, they're probably in the same world that she is. and hence the reason why she's doing all these weird things.
Right.
But then again, nowadays, her PR team is probably saying, you know what, you can do anything you want.
Yeah. It's like who cares anymore?
It doesn't matter. Yeah. You can do whatever you want, and no one can do anything.
So
about
the elections are pushed to May.
Yeah.
Not that they're not that it matters anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can vote, right?
So I can vote in my heart.
No, but you have a Hong Kong passport.
No, but I can vote for the chief executive. That's, I think,
Why?
only, like, there's a small group of 1,000 something people that can vote for her. That's it.
Wait, okay, really?
Yeah, we don't get to vote for her.
Like the so is it like the electoral college,
It's-
like in the US kind of thing?
I think it's similar, but like you only have a group of 1,000 some people who supposedly represent the whole city.
right.
And then they
so
vote.
your local representatives.
Yeah,
vote.
but let's be honest. I mean, they're not
Junior's
representing.
hoe?
Yeah, exactly. If he represents me, I got to change my ways, man. Yeah.
I have Regina Ip in Sai Pun.
Oh, really?
She represents me.
I think, who am I over here? I you know what? At this point, I'm just giving up. I'm like,
Also, at this point, I have been in Hong Kong for almost 3 years. I've been paying taxes,
Yeah.
and I get zero benefits so far.
Yeah,
From
exactly.
the taxes I've been paying. 'Cause
Right.
so they're about to announce another handout.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Vivek.
Yeah.
It's $10,000.
Yeah.
This is like the second or third
You
one.
don't get it, right?
Nope. I
Oh,
got nothing.
man.
The ones on the consumption vouchers on the Octopus card,
Yeah.
I get nothing, which is why.
You didn't get that either.
Nope. No, I'm not PR. So I'm getting if I'm not PR, why am I paying taxes just like a local?
Yeah.
When I'm getting zero benefits, I'm not getting any.
Yeah.
I think the only thing is like when they subsidize, like in times like this, they sometimes subsidize like the
the electricity and stuff?
bill
Yeah,
and
you get a
stuff.
bit of
That's-
that.
Yeah, I get a bit of that.
Yeah.
But I've been like not doing much for the last literally 4 months. The bill comes under $200,
Yeah.
and then the email says you don't have to pay because it's too little.
Yeah.
We're gonna move it to the next month.
Yeah.
And I've never paid electricity bill so far.
Wow, damn,
Because
dude.
it's so little.
Yeah.
Because it just like
Yeah.
the dog is giving me warmth because I'm poor.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
You know
fucking-
what's gonna happen though?
Yeah.
Like your electricity bill is gonna come, right? Every month is like it's not enough for us to pay.
And then
All
I'll
right.
get like $1,000 bill.
And then not just that, and then that'll be the first month they said, okay, enough subsidies, no more subsidies.
Yeah.
You get screwed.
Exactly.
You're like, the 1 month I gotta pay. Why would you do that?
Yeah, which is why you should probably get on the Patreon. This is a
Yeah,
good time.
yeah.
But if you have $5 to spare,
Yeah.
we do put bonus episodes every single week on the Patreon.
Yeah.
We are over 60 bonus episodes on Patreon. So you can always, whenever you subscribe, you unlock the whole thing.
Yeah.
And you can go back and listen to us. Last week was actually, we got pretty good feedback on it because we went long.
Yeah.
And we went through the events of COVID-related events in Hong Kong since the beginning of 2022.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. And
And that
were-
lasted 20 minutes, man.
yeah,
2 months.
It's actually 30 minutes. We almost went like 27
Jeez.
minutes. So our bonus is usually 15 to 20 minutes. We went kind of long and we went through everything. We got a lot of good feedback because apparently I went on a few rants.
Yeah.
And people like the rants. I didn't know that. So yeah, subscribe to the Patreon. Patreon.com/HoHo pod.
Yeah.
And $5 a month. You unlock the whole thing and you get to support 2 struggling artists.
Yeah.
Well, one struggling and
Well, one living in the green screen world at the moment.
one living in the metaverse.
Trying to hustle, dude. Like I really like the other day when she made that announcement until like 20th April, I was so angry. Like,
Yeah.
I was angry because I was like, okay, you've finally given us an actual date we can work towards. But I was more angry because I was like, that's the date we can work towards. But I can tell you, guarantee,
Oh no, it's not gonna happen.
it's not gonna happen.
No.
So now
chance.
not only have you extended to 2 months, telling us the next 2 months nothing's happening, gyms, bars, nothing, right?
Yeah.
Now you're giving us a little hope, but I'm like, I don't believe it, man.
I
Yeah.
had to negotiate with a couple of I have some recurring costs for backstage comedy,
Yeah.
and now that is it's just not happening.
Yeah.
So I have to negotiate with the accounting team and then with the people who run the licensing for the
Yeah.
company and stuff like that. I'm like, I can't keep paying for it
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
next
it's
3
pointless.
months. And
Yeah.
I have zero income.
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't care. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's not great.
Our group, Hall of Laughs, which basically runs the Cantonese shows,
Yeah.
we got public liability insurance for a whole year, all right?
Yeah.
The first time we got it was in 2019, and then obviously with the whole protest and everything, we couldn't do a lot of shows, so that was failed. So we paid a whole year's worth of insurance, didn't use it much. Then we just got I think middle of last year, we got that. We used it one time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, why is this happening? Again, we can't because it's fixed to one venue. Right, so therefore we
Right.
can't just use that insurance for every other venue. We have to use that venue, and the problem with that venue is that you either book it ahead, and if you can't book it, you got to reschedule. And people are fighting for slots. I'm like, oh god, this is killing me.
But on the
man.
other hand, they're subsidizing stuff like Ocean Park, and
Yeah.
they've been bailing it out for years now.
Right, I know.
And it's like, but when you have a small, forget about comedy. Fuck comedy.
Yeah,
I'm talking about even the small mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
they're disappearing left and right.
Yeah.
And they're not getting much from the government.
Yeah.
And
I mean, even if they're giving anything, like, okay, let's say you have a shop and they give you, let's say, $50,000. I'm like, dude, have you been to a shop before?
Well, again, that goes back to our earlier point. They're so disconnected from actually the people that they're supposed to represent.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, $50,000, that's more than enough. It's like,
no, it's not. Have you paid rent before? Right?
No,
that's
the point.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I think honestly, a lot of people nowadays getting frustrated. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm having problems with my own side. Like, okay, so my sister is born and raised here in Hong Kong,
right?
And she has been out of Hong Kong for almost 3 years now. She's gonna be out of Hong Kong for 3 years on exactly 3rd of April.
Which is, she has PR, I imagine.
Yeah, she has PR now, but then obviously she's got to renew it, because the law is this. If your blood did not consist of anything Chinese, you have to come back every 3 years to say, I am part of this place.
Okay, let's backtrack here a bit. So what passport does she have?
British.
Why?
She's in UK.
Yeah, I know, but she's born here.
Yeah, but
and you guys are Indian descent.
It's not the passport. It's the Hong Kong ID card I'm talking about. It's not the Hong Kong passport. So the ID card.
But my question is, like, why does she not have a Hong Kong passport?
No, because that's another issue, man. Like, to get the Hong Kong passport, there was so many problems because, again, we're not Chinese. So there's a lot of other loops to jump through. Yeah. So another celebrity, Gil Paul, he was a famous TV celebrity. He left Hong Kong because his wife couldn't get a Hong Kong passport.
Oh, but like, explain to me and the audience, like, what, so you're actually, I've known you for many years.
Yeah.
Until this moment, I've always thought you have a Hong Kong passport.
No. I don't have a Hong Kong passport. So that's
but how come?
Because I could not get it.
Why?
Because I'm not Chinese.
But you're born here.
I know, and that's what I mean. It's case by case. It's really bizarre.
Okay, so explain to us, like, slow down again and explain why you don't have a Hong Kong. I get that because you're not Chinese.
Yeah.
But how difficult it is to get a Hong Kong passport?
So first of all, I have a British passport. Now, what happened is in '97 during the handover. Now, these are the stories I was told by the adults. Okay, back then. So what happened is that during the handover, the British were leaving Hong Kong, Chinese were coming over, and the British were like, "See ya."
Yeah.
Ciao ciao. And then the Chinese was like, ni hao, but not ni hao to you. So what happened was that both sides didn't really want this group of basically non-Chinese.
Right.
And there was a bunch of Indians going like, hey, hold on a second, you brought us here, you better do something.
Yeah.
And I think there was
we make all of your suits.
Exactly.
How dare you?
Exactly. Yeah.
We sell you fake watches.
Right?
We make great food.
How can you tell time then?
It's time to eat great food.
Exactly. Right. So I think there was some back and forth and everything. I think like basically some method or some way, a whole bunch of us got British passports because we had some family, we had some proof of like.
So
UK
that was
connection.
like what, your grandparents' generation, or
when my grandfather was still, so 1997.
Oh, right.
Right,
okay.
during the handover time.
Yeah.
So there was a time then there was a whole group got a British passport. So
and before that, what passports did you have?
I believe my mom.
Because you were a kid, you were alive back then.
I think my mom had Indian. I forget what my dad had. I can't remember. Maybe also Indian. I can't remember. But like somewhere. So
you guys were permanent residents in Hong Kong, obviously born and raised. And then you had Indian passports or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when that agreement happened, what about the brown folk?
Yeah.
And they're like, I guess give them British passports.
Yeah.
So you got the British passport when you were like, what, 10 or something like that?
97, so I'd be like, what, 12 or something like that. Yeah.
And you were just given a British passport for the first time.
Somehow, I'm sure the details were way more complicated,
right.
But all I know is that yes, I got like a British
and
passport.
you had never lived in the UK, but obviously you lived in Hong Kong that was part of the UK.
Because like my family, there were some that were from the UK,
yeah.
And therefore that was the weird twist, is that we had family there, and so technically there was enough family to prove that we could be in the UK, or maybe part of my family did go to the UK for a while and they never told me.
But wait, but you don't have a BNO, you have a regular...
I'm BN, yes, I'm BN.
Yeah, just BN.
Yeah,
okay.
BN. So that's a weird twist, okay?
Yeah.
So now when it comes to a Hong Kong passport, this is the issue, that when you apply for that, there's some certain, like, okay, when you go to China, I don't get the fast pass card. I've got to go the foreigner route. I cannot get the fast pass card because I have to have Chinese heritage or Chinese blood in me to get that card. And I was like,
I have so many racist jokes to make, but I really don't want to get canceled.
Yeah, exactly. So
go.
that's a weird thing. So anyway, so coming back to the whole point is that the Hong Kong ID card has nothing to do with your passport. It's the card itself to get in and out of Hong Kong. Right. So every 3 years, if you're not living in Hong Kong, if you're not residing in Hong Kong, and you're not Chinese, you have to come back and quote unquote renew it and say, I'm back, people.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, when things open up, my sister coming down. She hasn't seen us for a long time anyway. We haven't seen her. So we're like, yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah.
So we were scheduled, planning, okay, come on down. And obviously, boom, all of a sudden flights are banned.
From the UK.
Right? And then so I look into it and I'm like, oh, you can kind of transit, go to somewhere else, and then come to Hong
do
Kong.
the washover. Everyone's doing that now.
The washover,
You go to Thailand, you party for 2 weeks, and then you come here.
Right. So this is the thing. I checked. It's 21 days in another place. It has to be like 21 days in.
No, some places like Singapore and Thailand and I think Indonesia are like 2 weeks now.
So I think because she was coming from UK.
So you have to
be
not
3
be in
weeks
the UK for
21 days.
I see.
And then you come to Hong Kong. So remember,
God
back
damn.
then was like 21 days washover, and then come to Hong Kong for another 20. It wasn't 14 days yet at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's crazy. She's like, yeah, that's impossible.
And then her job obviously and
Obviously
everything.
not happening, right?
Didn't you say she's like a microbiologist or something?
Something like that, yeah. So I was like,
something too smart for you to even know.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, there's a lot of organs and people are surviving because of her.
Yeah.
Like imagine 2 months, right?
Yeah.
Of patients going like, so when do we get the transplant?
Where is
like,
the Frankenstein that they're building?
Yeah,
what is
right?
gonna happen to it?
Exactly, yeah. And the Frankenstein was like, so what's happening? Like, yeah, so what's happening right now is that washing over in Thailand.
Yeah.
So all that happened. And then obviously finally with the flight bans continuing on till 20th April, we're like, yeah, you're not coming back in time.
Right.
So now we're trying to figure out, okay, we sent a letter to the immigration department trying to see if there's a way, because I'm sure she's not the only one. They can only be like
Hey,
one
I have
person.
an idea.
Yeah.
Why doesn't she go to the Chinese embassy and then just step foot in the Chinese embassy?
Yeah.
Which makes her stepping foot in Chinese territory.
Oh.
And Hong Kong is part of China, as we all know.
Yes.
And that makes her have come back to China for the last 3 years.
Possible.
That is...
I could try. I mean, you know what? At
this
point,
is half joking, half not.
No, I'm serious.
She
That's
should
a good point.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I will actually give her that suggestion.
Yeah,
I'll
just
tell her
walk
go
in
to
the
the embassy.
Yeah.
Go to the Hong Kong supermarket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to welcome.
Take pictures of you with like some dim sum dumplings, say something in Cantonese on an Instagram
Maybe
story.
in the Chinese embassy, they have a room that is outside of the embassy. It's just like a little shed.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
that's Hong Kong
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
exactly. Yeah, go to the library, borrow books, have it on the record that I was everything I could do about Hong Kong I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Right? I think, that's good. I really will tell her that. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens in my next episode. Let's see,
Yeah, exactly.
If it solves it, Mohammed, I think it's time to change careers.
Yeah, exactly. Solving people's diplomatic problems. Oh, man.
Oh, man. So, those are the issues I think a lot of us, and I find every week more and more people around me are getting frustrated to the point it's no longer just anger. It's like, I think it's time to maybe consider this as, what's the alternative? What's the plan B now?
Yeah, there is a Facebook group that just popped up maybe 10 days ago or something. And it's for support of people who are leaving.
Yeah.
But it started by like a random person, no organization behind it, but it has thousands of followers now.
Not surprising.
And people are asking so many questions and stuff. It's just like, it's not great.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things that I want to talk about is that when people are leaving now, because I have a dog, and I didn't seriously consider leaving, but you always have to have that as like what's gonna happen.
Yes.
And the dog situation is a nightmare.
Oh man.
Because usually before COVID and everything, it depends on the type of dog and the weight. Sometimes a dog, if it's a French bulldog, which by the way, I'll go on a rant here and say this should not exist.
Yeah.
Like this is a dog. No, but it's not even a joke. Like this is a dog that people made, basically created.
Yeah.
And the nature said no to because he's like a dog that's short nosed. If you see them around the park, they're panting and breathing the whole time heavy. He's like, this should not exist. And because of that, it's a liability on the airlines to take them. And most airlines just say no.
Yeah.
So you have to make special arrangement or whatever. So now, after COVID, French bulldogs, no. If you have one in Hong Kong, just throw it away.
Yeah.
just throw it in the ocean.
Damn.
Yeah. It's just like there's no chance it's gonna fly.
No, dude, with the trend recently happening, people, getting rid of their pets and everything. I don't think that's the best advice, Like, my French bulldog has COVID. Oh!
Yeah. Just put a little scarf on him and a beret and let him go.
Yeah.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
He will not find his croissant in 2 days, and it's
exactly.
a sad ending.
Just send him to Eric Kaiser. In care of Eric Kaiser.
Exactly.
You do with it, Eric.
Property of Eric Kaiser.
Exactly, yeah.
So now, most people who want to leave Hong Kong, they can't get it on a commercial flight. So if you want to get on a commercial flight, some airlines, that like Turkish, take one dog per plane.
Wow.
So which means that before you see a flight that you want to book, you have to call the airlines. And I swear to God, I'm not joking. My friends who are about to move out of Hong Kong, going to the UK, they said, no, you cannot take this flight because there is a bird on the flight.
Damn.
which means one pet per flight.
Did they clarify with like, hey, excuse me, sir, are you using slang for nothing?
yeah. There's like a really hot girl.
Yeah.
The guy's like super British.
Yeah.
Like, no, we have a bird on the
Yeah. And the guy's reading the policy. He's like, oh, damn. This is a tough one.
Yeah, can I sit next to the bird?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, my first reaction was like, wait, can't the bird fly next to the plane?
Yeah.
It sounds like a
Right?
waste
That's
of
pretty
space.
lazy. Yeah. Like, I mean, what you can do, attach them with the chain
Yeah.
and let them flap their own wings. Right? I mean, let's be honest.
Exercise it inside the plane.
Yeah, right? You can do that. I mean, they can pretend they're flying with it, but it's chained and they'll get there.
That is ridiculous that they have a bird on the flight.
Yeah, and that's
also,
it.
yeah. So anyway, he managed to get his dog. He's like a puppy dog. Italian Greyhound, but he paid because the Italian Greyhound. So you have also another restriction, which is the weight.
Yeah.
If they're small enough, you can take them as a carry-on, but there's a weight including the bag they're in. So it has to be 8 kilograms.
So what you're saying is that if you have a big dog, it's time to do like MMA cutting.
Correct.
Like
That's
weight cut,
exactly
you know,
right.
like put
You
him
have
on
to
the weighing
weight cut.
scale.
Yeah.
Damn. Get him on the weighing scale just before they get on the plane. Like, all right, you made weight.
And you have to get Dana White to get him to talk shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Oh, dude, wouldn't that be so cool if you have like the fight off for pets on the plane? It's like you're basically like, all right, coming in the red corner, coming from the Chan
You're a
family.
professional announcer. You should do that.
I would be happy to do it for free, dude. Like just to go there and do it.
You
Like,
already have the green screen.
Yeah, exactly. In the red corner, coming from the Chan family living in Boon, please welcome the Greyhound. He comes in.
That's a great gig, by the way.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
And in the right corner, oh, he can flap his wings. He can peck you a face, but it's a bird. Please welcome. Yeah.
Oh God.
That'd be so cool.
So that all gets us to a point of people are using private jets to get their pets out of Hong Kong.
Damn, I want to be a dog.
Yeah. So that same friend, before he managed to get a ticket for his dog, he got on the groups. So apparently you have to kind of like pool.
Oh yeah, dude, they're expensive, man.
Yeah.
I remember I actually did Google and like research a bit about private jets because I was so desperate for my sister. I was like, you know what? Let me just see how crazy this is.
Yeah.
Let me just see. I was like, it's impossible. Not happening. Yeah. I was like, how much? What?
You're like, I wouldn't pay that for you, not for my dog, not for my mom, nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
I have the money, but that's too much.
Yeah. But I think it was came to like almost like $500,000 or something.
Dude,
Hong Kong
so
dollars.
for the dog, include like this is pooled with other travelers. It was 350,000 Hong Kong dollars
per dog,
person.
right?
No, person and dog together.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is still crazy.
That's crazy,
money.
right? I know. I remember I was researching because I was like, I mean, who the hell is Googling book private jet? Don't they have their own Google if you're at that level?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They have their own.
Right.
Also, I would only get on that private jet if there is a bunch of birds on it.
Yeah. I'll take the risk of which bird they're referring to.
Yeah, I'll leave it vague.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. You fly to like Epstein Island or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy money.
Jesus, and that, oh my God, like now it's taking my mind to like these tycoons who fly private all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, so if you're telling me a whole group of people, each person still pays $300,000.
Yeah.
These guys probably fly like $1 million each time. Like, yeah, $1 million, whatever, don't really care.
Well, I think that's about to change, not to get too political here, but that's about to change because the oil prices are going to go nuts in the next few months because of the whole Russia thing.
Better have your deep fried food now, man.
Yeah.
The French fries are going up.
Yeah. We use oil one time, we just dump it. Now I gotta reuse it, baby.
Be like McDonald's.
Exactly. Be like an old Chinese restaurant in Dongbei.
Yeah, and then claim like, oh, it's the traditional oil from the ancestry, and therefore
that's what gives it the
flavor, right?
The edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like
then you use the same oil for heating as well.
Yeah. You cannot wash the wok, all that stuff, right? You wash it loses all its power.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, you have that.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I think this is the issues that people are talking about leaving and this and that, which comes to another point of like a lot of people who are leaving. They're discussing different ideas, like going to UK, going to US, this and that. Like, okay, so let me ask you this: where would you, if you really, what would be the ideal? Let's say you could get a permanent residency anywhere in the world. Where would you? Like,
I'd probably go to New York and do stand up.
Right.
That's what I want to do, and that is. Like it's like that is the dream is a strong word, but that's my ideal situation.
Yeah.
Except that I don't have a visa.
Yeah.
So I can go on a tourist visa. I don't have one, but I can easily get it.
The same, yeah.
But you can't make money in the US. It's super difficult and very risky to just go and like get paid cash or whatever because they have to declare their expenses.
Yeah.
So I can't really do stand up, which is pretty much the only thing I know how to do.
Yeah.
And like even running podcasts, if I make money money off like Patreon or whatever, you still have to have a legal situation.
Correct. Yeah.
So the only way for me to really do that is to go there on a work visa or a spouse visa or something like get sponsored somehow.
Yeah.
Which is an open invitation to everybody who's listening.
Yeah.
Man, woman, child. Just,
you identify with what you identify with.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'll love you for it.
Slide into my DMs. Make me an offer.
Yeah. And let me tell you, you make me an offer, I'll probably not refuse. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't have to make me an offer. You can just ask me.
Yeah, exactly.
Or tell me, this
how
is what
can
we're
I help
doing.
you? This is my profile. What do you need?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did genuinely think of applying for like political asylum, which I can do because of the situation in Egypt.
Yeah.
But that also means that I have to like really go back to Egypt first and put myself at risk and be like, see, I'm at risk.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
Because
you're past that, man.
Yeah. I can go to Egypt and never go back out.
Yeah, that's no point.
And there's so many people like me who are in worse situations in Egypt where they are at risk and they're applying, but there's just too many.
Yeah.
And the US now is obviously not in a great position with the whole, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the word, it's very possible that we might go into like a proper World War III situation.
Yeah, dude, like
not to get like, too emotional, but it's a possibility right now.
Yeah. Because I think, what's happening now is that the last few days, I've tried my best not to comment too much on it. Not because I don't care, but because I really want to digest everything properly. I'll be very honest with you. I'm not the type of guy to like, let me say something about it, right?
Right.
But I'm not like, please leave me alone. I just want to live my life.
Yeah. No,
So,
you can't really be
I can't.
passive about it anymore.
And it's not right. I mean, I honestly, the world we all live in together, we might as well know what's going on. I mean, I'm not telling you like, okay, I'm going to go down and fight for them. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that be aware of it.
Yeah.
Because what's going to happen is a lot of information, if you're not aware, eventually whoever tells you is going to say whatever they think is true.
Exactly, of course.
Right? So it's better you do your own research. Of course, everyone's got biases.
Yeah.
And so I'm reading the news, I'm reading all this stuff. And like you see small things. I'll give you a good example. Like the Ukrainian president staying there.
Yeah.
To me, first of all, was like, all right, I'm very impressed with that.
Yeah.
Okay, you had all the ability and no one can
He still
stop.
has offers from like the US and Western countries.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Can we get you out? He's like, nope.
Yeah, and this is what I want to remind everybody. I was doing a bit of research. He's also a comedian.
He was, so basically he played he's a TV comedian, not a stand-up comedian. He's a TV comedian who played the president on TV.
And then eventually
eventually, but he was always kind of like political.
Yeah.
And I think this is how he ended up being the actual president.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is like he played the president on TV and he played the president who's kind of like him now.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
A popular president.
Right,
in a way.
And so I want to remind all the people out there who are in the world of comedy.
Yeah.
Any family that tell you you are nothing to me, you're useless. I want you all to point and direct me. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look at this perfect example of what we are capable of.
Yeah, I'm not sure like if that's reassuring to the parents.
Yeah.
Like, look at this guy in the middle of war.
Yeah. Parents like, no, actually, you know what? I'd rather you.
Yeah. Can you be a doctor?
Yeah.
Thank
No, but
you.
I very much respect the integrity in that sense. I mean,
Wait, okay, so that means you can technically run, since you're British, you can run for the Prime Minister of the UK,
I have
right?
no idea what the rules are. I'm guessing, maybe you have to be born there or something. I know that's the US. The US, you have to
that's
be born in the US.
Yeah.
I have no
Otherwise,
idea.
you're like Obama born in Kenya, and that's that's not good.
That's another story.
No,
exactly.
but that's he got. I don't know how he got away with it.
You know what?
With middle name Hussein, like it's so obvious that he's Muslim.
As long as you have a better PR agency than whatever Carrie Lam has.
I know. Yeah,
make
she
it
should
work.
hire his PR agency.
Right?
Born in Kenya,
They made
to
that work.
clearly Muslim parents, and he still managed to get 2 terms.
There you go, man.
And I don't know if you noticed, he's black. How did he get away with it? It's nuts.
Anything is possible, people. This is why maybe on the 20th of
I
April.
think they elected his half-white sign.
Yeah.
So
No, in the White House Correspondents' Dinner, what's that lady? Oh, crap, I forget. She had this one joke. She was talking about how he's half white,
was
half
it Tina
black.
Fey?
No. The African American lady.
Oh, yeah. I know
White. Crap.
All right, anyway.
It's like it's all. Goddamn. I'm gonna.
The comedian.
Yes, comedian. Yeah.
Was it? How long ago was it?
Wikes. What's it? My God. It was like I think like when he was president, dude.
When he was president.
Yeah.
Wanda Sykes?
Yes, Wanda
okay,
Sykes.
yeah.
Why was I thinking Wikes?
Because you're racist?
I was like, no, this is my Hong Kong efficiency.
Did she host the Correspondents' Dinner? I don't know.
I think she did, yeah. And then like I think at one point she was joking about how like he's half white, half black.
Yeah.
And so what's gonna happen is like all the black people are like, yay, half black, right?
Yeah.
And the white people are like, well, I mean, we did kind of only vote for the white side.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So like when he does a good job, all the black people are like, hey, he's half black.
Yeah.
And when he does a bad job, they're like, yeah, that guy.
The whites are like, he's half black.
Yeah, exactly. So you have that as well. It was really well. I was like, it's very good.
The whites is such a good term because it's clearly racist, but no one cares.
Right? Because
just called them the whites.
You can get away with it.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I think So this is what I'm trying to say is that a lot of times because I get invited to. Oh yeah. So another thing we have to talk about.
Yes.
Schools, dude.
Oh yeah.
The summer holidays.
Yeah, fuck schools.
Oh my god.
So okay, I feel like when they moved the summer holidays to March and April, they should have just changed the seasons. That would actually be cool.
Right?
Like an official decree.
Yeah.
That like
this is
now,
summer now.
Yeah, now it's summer.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, okay.
I guess so. You know, I mean, we're Australia now. Why is summer cold?
It's we said it's summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And yes, you said it's summer.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
So okay, so first of all, clearly they have not realized that wherever they're working or they're staying, there's a heater. Okay.
Yeah.
And hence the warmth. All right, lady. It's not actually the actual temperature outside. Number two, for the first time in my life, in the last years, two things have happened that have shocked me. Number one, in the last years, I've heard kids tell me, I want to go back to school.
Right.
And I'm like, that is a terrible phrase for a young person to say. It breaks my heart
I've
that
never wanted to go back to school ever.
And even if you wanted to, it's not something where you like really tell people about it. You're like, I want to go. You don't
if you're a nerd, you hide it.
Right, yeah. And then the next shocking thing I heard was, I don't want to have summer holidays. I was like,
no.
oh my God, what is going on? You goddamn new generation kids.
Yeah, exactly. This generation just likes school more than like...
But I get it because, like, I mean, summer holidays. So this is a twist. Like, if I'm correct, summer holidays are happening March.
Yeah.
Right till April.
Yeah.
And then what's going to happen is then they come back and they go straight into the exams.
Yeah.
So technically,
which means that you have to study during the holidays.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Right. And
and then you get like what 2 weeks or something.
Yeah. Right.
Before like the regular semester.
Yeah, exactly. And you have that to get back into track.
Exactly.
And then check it out. You're going to be taking exams in summertime when it's hot as hell.
Yeah.
You'll be in the exam room taking the exam. And we all know Hong Kong air conditioning is like Superman, right? It's super cold. So you're there like freezing your ass off.
Yeah.
You leave, you come out, you're like sweating your balls off. And then what happens, you're basically going to get sick.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to go take the exam. You're going to do one cough and the exam's going to get canceled.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And then it's all over again. Then this is the sixth wave.
Yeah,
because of
right? And then you're gonna because like number 7 is not lucky, we can go straight to 8th wave.
Yeah.
You know, I bet you. I was always wondering. I wondered why they never skipped the 4th wave. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. Why did they? They can do it in the buildings. Why did they? There's no 4th wave. We went straight to the 5th wave.
Yeah.
Right.
So okay, which country has the most waves right now?
I think it'll be California with the surfing, dude.
That's terrible. Go back to your green screen.
I have no idea how many countries have what waves anymore.
Yeah.
I've literally given up because I don't think everyone classifies it as waves. They just go like, we have this many cases, let's get on with our lives.
Yeah.
Right, with these guys.
But it's not a universal thing when it's like, this is the 5th. So if it hit like Egypt 6 months ago, it's not the same wave that's hitting here, right?
I think so. So I have no idea. So, well, I mean, like, I don't keep track anymore of like who's getting how many waves or anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just really arbitrary at this point, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. And honestly, what's happening is I really feel bad for the students. So I have a lot of classes I teach in schools as well that I change them online. I make them really fun and everything. But the point is that all of a sudden now all the March and April schedules, like we have some stuff that is halfway through and they're like, so do we still do it? I mean, how do we make it happen? I'm like, yeah, what do we do, right? And then ultimately I was like, so we can't skip 2 months and then come back.
Of course.
Right? And then it's half the schools are like, oh, we need to figure out if there are any activities we can give the kids now.
So how do you keep kids like? So in summer holidays, obviously people travel, right? Like
Traveled.
Yeah, traveled exactly. So now there is no travel. Like, what are the kids gonna do?
They're gonna lose their mind.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. This is what really upset me. I was like, okay, we had online classes.
Yeah.
Fine, nobody likes it, but fine, we're making it work. Nothing is changing. Like, why are you suddenly closing, like, making school? So then the argument is like, oh, they want to use the school premises for vaccinations or whatever, right?
Which means that their kids are gonna come back to premises that are full of COVID.
Or have had that. I mean, like, they might say, oh, but we cleaned it up. I'm like, okay, what you're saying is like your school had a ghost haunting and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, we got the Ghostbusters. It's all good. Yeah, you're not gonna sleep well tonight. You're still kind of gonna freak out. Like, is that a ghost? What's that sound on my bed, right?
Yeah.
You're still gonna freak out. So the whole point is that I'm really confused as what the logic was. And of course, this is me still trying to understand the logic.
Yeah.
Right. But I really feel bad because like the other day I was like, oh, you know what? I really maybe want to think, can I do something like maybe every Saturday morning or on a weekday morning? Because like I'm sure the parents are working, right?
I mean, right now, even if you go hiking or sit on the beach,
It's packed,
you
right?
have to wear wear a mask.
Oh yeah, that right.
You have to sit on the beach with a mask.
Right? I mean, luckily now at least the weather's still cooler. But once
Yeah.
it gets hotter with the mask and everything, like
No. Let me stop here and say it's fucking retarded to do that anytime ever
It
on a
is.
beach.
I agree.
It's a retarded thing to do.
No, I agree. I mean, the whole point is silly, but I'm saying is that at least now with the cooler weather, at least it's not so terrible.
Yeah.
Right? In summer, the
Yeah.
one thing that pissed me off was the upper lip sweat.
Ah, yes.
Dude,
It's disgusting.
That was just, I was like, don't drip. Oh, it's in my mouth now. Right? I have that.
Let me ask you back the same question. Where would you, because you also said you
Yeah.
kind of consider.
Yeah,
to,
I have
like,
thought about
leave
it. I mean,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I go, it'll be UK. Right?
Okay,
Simply
yeah,
because
it's
I have
obviously-
family there. So
yeah, you
therefore
have
it's
family
easier.
there. You don't need a visa, obviously.
Yeah. And hence also why I'm working on the green screen thing now as
Right.
well, because what I'm trying to do is when I miss Hong Kong,
Yeah.
I can green screen lie to myself. I'm still
Just put
home.
the Victoria Harbor in the
Yeah,
background.
exactly. Just be like, and I just like eat some cold frozen microwave dim sum, and when I get some like footage of like a dim sum parlor in Hong Kong, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like home.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, if that's the case, that would be UK for me for sure.
Okay,
I mean,
and-
obviously, right now, I'm hoping that that's not the case that we have to go anytime soon.
I mean, like, good thing for you is that you have this beautiful place on Cape
Yes.
Road that
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
just rent out.
correct.
Right?
Yeah. So lucky for me. I mean, this was like planned like 10 years ago already for
Right.
me, like think of the long term and everything. But
Yeah.
yeah, I have this one asset which helps me a lot for sure.
Yeah.
Hence, I also talk to people. I'm like, look, it's very unfair
Yeah.
to just judge like that. I'm like, there are so many people who don't have this option as well.
Exactly.
And you know, what can you do?
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, for me it'll be UK. But you know what's funny? Okay, let's check this out.
Yeah.
So my criteria for moving anywhere, before I even worry about crime rate,
Yeah.
you know what the first thing I check?
Indian food.
No.
What?
I give you one more try.
Not racism. Yeah.
No, my first thing I check is broadband speed. I
Nice.
kid you not,
Yeah.
dude. I kid. When I was looking for apartments and everything, like me and my mom, I was like, Mom, before we even search any of the websites.
Yeah, you can't go into like an old building where
Yeah.
they have no fiber optic.
Correct.
No. Yeah.
So I would actually go to like, let's say, Navigator and all these websites. They
Yeah.
have a map that shows which areas have what internet. I would actually see, okay, this area, because they'll have the fibers in that whole area, right?
Yeah.
So I know this area has it. Now we are allowed to look at places over there.
Yes.
If I see like this area has one or two
That's
without,
not- that's
I'm
a
like, it's
no
out,
go, yeah.
not happening.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, but it's a great deal. So you know, the rent is only $1,000 a month. You know, it's like 2,000 square feet. I'm like, nah,
Don't care.
don't care, man. Because like, no matter how big the house is,
But let me stop you here because I live in an old building in Saigon.
Yes.
There is no fiber optic.
Yeah.
But I have the 4G router and it's quite good.
Yeah, this is now. You have that now.
Yeah.
Back then, there wasn't like the 4Gs and 5Gs.
when you were
and everything.
looking for
Yeah, when I was
apartment.
looking,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't at that level of technology.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I'm a wired guy, man. Like, I
Right.
cannot take the Wi-Fi
Yeah.
thing. I'm
Hence
like,
the 5 coffees behind you.
yeah,
You're very wired.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very, you know, so like I'm all about the wired connections and everything. So like even right now, look at us, man. We're on like
It's-
wired
we're-
mics, everything.
yeah,
I'm
we're
like,
very
I'm
wired.
not doing wireless at all.
Right.
So yeah, I think that
So
was.
you're talking about the reliability of your connection. Basically.
Correct. Yes. I need that.
So in the UK, is that good or bad?
So I checked this out. Right? I was looking at different areas. You can go range from like 6 megabits all the way to thousands. I'm like, okay, so I've got to like look into that.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I was like, okay, I got to learn a bit more about how's that internet speed. You know?
Yeah.
Then I'm like trying to go on YouTube and I'm saying, oh, UK YouTubers, you know,
Yeah.
what are they? Where do they live? And like, okay, what's
Yeah.
happening? And try to figure it out. But I was telling me, I was like, yeah, that actually is my first thing. I would rather have gunshots outside
Then no internet.
than a
or bad-
buffering logo
Yeah.
on my YouTube channel.
I can relate to that because especially almost all of your work and for the foreseeable future is just going to be online.
Correct, yeah.
And it's a lot of content to upload and
Exactly.
edit and stuff like that.
Yeah, so a lot of that, and
Yeah.
hence the reason. I mean, I've always been like that as well, and yeah, this is.
Would
the
you
one thing.
be? Would you also like look into which area? Like first of all, which part of the UK would you
So
live
right
in?
now, because my sister's in Cambridge,
Yeah.
that's the first thing
That's
I'm
where
thinking
all the
of.
smart people are.
Hey,
right?
look at me! I'm coming in, people.
Yeah.
Dumb it down, dumb it
Yeah.
down. Yeah, so it's probably
You
that
do comedy
area.
show. Hey, have you noticed men and women are different? Like,
Yeah, right. Hey, is it Cumbridge or Cambridge? Hey, did they came to the bridge? It's grammatically.
All right,
correct.
Bianca Lau, relax.
Hey, at least I made you laugh, man. Bianca couldn't even do that. All right, so that's the first choice, but then eventually we'll see. I'll have to look at, like, I've actually like done a few Google Map walks.
Yeah.
Where I'm walking down Google Map, and like, okay, there's a
Was it in the metaverse?
so stupid. Man. Like, it's so dumb. I'm trying to track, like, do they follow certain cars?
Did they have Snoop Dogg but with a British accent?
Yeah. He was like, hello. Would you like to pop off? So probably something like that. I'm sure Snoop, I know you don't sound like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. I love how you're saying Snoop like he's like, wait, what did this guy say? He listens every week, obviously.
Hashtag Vivek Mabubani.
Oh, by the way, we got our first 3 coffees on buymeacoffee.com/HoHoPod.
Thank you
so
so
much from Hillian. Hillian said, thanks for making my days, S between brackets, except no more Ho-Ho podcast during dental session.
Oh,
so she can't listen when she's doing dental session because we make her laugh. Thank you so much, Hillian.
You're too kind.
It's very sweet. 3 coffees, which means 2 for me and one
chai latte.
Chai latte for actually, we'll take a picture and post it next time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Hillian. If you would like to buy us a coffee/chai latte for Vivek, go to buymeacoffee.com/HoHoPod, and we'll leave the link in the description below. Patreon.com/HoHoPod. We put bonus episodes every single week on Thursdays, and you can unlock all the 60 plus episodes with $5 a month. And if you subscribe to $20 a month, which is the Tycoon, you get a free Ho Hong Kong Pod t-shirt, and we'll deliver it right to your doorstep. Vivek, what now? Every time we record an episode, I always think it's the last one.
Yeah.
For so many reasons, not just that the world's ending.
Yeah.
But I always feel like, one time it's going to be like, this could be it. And from the Kung Fu Comedy Times in Shanghai with Andy, when they did come in, it's funny because we had that realization for a second, like, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
So I feel like whenever this happens, we're going to do the same thing. It's like, we saw that coming. So at least I want to, put it on record that every time I do this with you, I always... try to cherish the moment.
Episode. Yeah.
Exactly.
Same here, man. Yeah. I mean, whatever happens. It's going to be online. It'll be over there. We have access to the original copies of the audio files.
Exactly. So thank you, everyone, for all the support. We really appreciate you guys. We know that I did get a lot of feedback. Like, some people really enjoyed just the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Because we've had so many guests, and some other people are so used to us having guests.
Yeah.
So the second group, we're sorry that we literally can't get guests right now because it's very illegal, and we don't want to put the illegal stuff on record more than the shit that we already talked. So just bear with us. We're trying to keep it fun and lighthearted, and we'll be back with guests as soon as we can. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.